Welcome to the Explainer. So today we are tackling a universal dread that I know we all know way too well, staring down an endless, totally overwhelming to-do list. I mean, you've got the exact same 24 hours in a day as everybody else, right? Yet somehow it often feels like your day is just controlling you rather than the other way around. Well, today we're setting the stage for a real, structured solution that is going to completely change how you approach your daily life. Let's get into it. All right, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the to-do list trap, what is time blocking, events versus flexible tasks, the ADHD color-coded method, the 3-7 hybrid method, and finally, 4 steps to start. Let's dive right in. Section 1, the to-do list trap, and specifically why willpower just isn't enough. So think about this. Why does your to-do list always seem to fail you? We rely heavily on our sheer willpower to get through these big, unstructured lists. You wake up, you look at 15 things scribbled on a piece of paper, and naturally, you immediately gravitate towards the easiest, least important tasks. But here is a brilliant insight to keep in mind. Your brain is biologically built for having ideas, not for holding them. When you rely on your brain to remember and prioritize everything in real time, you are literally setting yourself up to fail. Just look at the contrast between the vague hope of a standard to-do list and the concrete plan of a time block. Think about that daily decision fatigue in your house when someone asks, "Hey, what's for dinner?" If you haven't planned ahead, it just drains your energy trying to figure it out on the spot, right? An endless to-do list does the exact same thing to your workday. A structured time block, however, removes all that guesswork. It prioritizes what actually matters. Moving on to Section 2, what is time blocking? And, just as importantly, what it isn't. This is a strategy used by highly successful folks, like, Elon Musk, to manage multiple billion-dollar companies. Time blocking is, at its core, dividing your day into dedicated chunks of time. Each chunk or block has a single purpose. During that specific block, you are committing to single task focus. You aren't checking emails while you're trying to write a report. You're completely avoiding that ultimate productivity killer known as context switching, which, let's be real, can absolutely drain your mental energy. Now, to clear up some common productivity jargon, let's look at a few related terms. Task batching is simply grouping similar, smaller tasks together. So instead of answering emails sporadically throughout the entire day, you just batch them all into one dedicated sitting. Then we've got day theming. This is a higher-level variation for managing your weekly schedule. For example, if you're a content creator, you might dedicate your Mondays entirely to scripting and Fridays entirely to filming. It's really a fantastic way to maintain your focus over a longer horizon. And finally, there's time boxing. Now, this one is often confused with time blocking, but time boxing adds a strict, non-negotiable deadline. So you give yourself exactly 1 hour to write a draft, and when that timer rings, you stop, no matter what. So why do these strict boundaries actually work? Well, it's grounded in human psychology, specifically Parkinson's law, which states that work expands to fill the time allotted for its completion. Think about it. If you give yourself 4 days to write a report, it's going to take 4 days. But if you give yourself a 2-hour block, your brain naturally narrows its focus and you get it done in 2 hours. Giving a task a specific time block forces that focus. But hey, let's be realistic here. Why do time blocks sometimes fail when we first start trying this out? It's all due to the planning fallacy. We are notoriously bad at estimating how long things actually take. We naturally default to best-case scenarios. We assume our, say, 6-kilometer commute will take exactly 20 minutes, completely ignoring potential traffic delays, sudden tech issues, or unexpected interruptions. When scheduling your blocks, you've absolutely got to plan for these hurdles and include buffer times. Basically, expect the unexpected. Section 3, events versus flexible tasks, or why you aren't a robot. Let's pivot to a real-world plot twist here. Rigid schedules often fail for most of us because, well, we aren't machines. Productivity expert Carl Pullein makes a really brilliant distinction here, the difference between events and flexible tasks. An event is strict. It's a Zoom call at exactly 2 p.m. But a task? A task is flexible. It needs to be done today, like rating a report, but it doesn't really matter if you do it at 10 a.m. or 3 p.m. If you try to jam all your flexible tasks into rigid minute-by-minute calendar slots, you'll just end up with a visually overwhelming schedule that creates intense anxiety instead of clarity. Section 4, the ADHD color-coded method. Driven by dopamine, not strict deadlines.
Now, if strict calendars stress you out, consider this awesome method designed by Evie Rand specifically for neurodivergent individuals. It breaks down daily tasks into 4 color-coded categories. Red is for responsibilities involving others, things you absolutely must do, like a dentist appointment or a work meeting. Yellow is for chores, things you need to do, but nobody is knocking on your door if it waits a day, like grabbing groceries. Green is for healthy habits, things that would be really nice if you could manage them, like cooking a fresh meal instead of just grabbing a sandwich. And purple? Purple is for happy items, fun, non-hurtful playtime like hitting the gym or playing video games. This provides a really visual, flexible, and dopamine-friendly way to organize your daily items without that intense corporate pressure. You just pick a colorful block whenever you have the energy for it. Another super vital tip for this method is to take it offline. Use a physical pen and paper for your daily tasks. Writing things down physically builds a much deeper psychological sense of ownership. Plus, and this is huge, it allows you to disconnect from the digital trap. If your tasks are on your phone, you are literally one notification away from a willpower-draining scroll on social media. We've all been there. Moving to Section 5, the 3-7 hybrid method, compartmentalizing for the busy parent. This hybrid option comes from neuropsychologist Dr. Tiffany Shelton, and it's fantastic for protecting your boundaries. She breaks the day down into 3 main blocks containing 7 routines. Think of it using a brilliant sandwich analogy. Block 1 is your morning family and self-care routines. Block 3 is your evening family and self-care routines. Those morning and evening blocks, they're the bread of the sandwich, your personal life. They hold together the meat in the middle, which is Block 2, your strictly bounded work routines. This setup ensures you are showing up for your family first and last, while dedicating the middle solely to deep work. To maintain this system, Dr. Shelton offers some really fantastic tips. First up, use a hybrid approach. Keep your strict events in a digital calendar, but manage your daily tasks on paper. Set your recurring non-negotiables weekly, so you don't even have to rethink them. Importantly, you've got to accept your limitations. If your work isn't done, streamline it, but never ever let work bleed into your evening personal block. And if you're struggling to start, just set a timer for 5 minutes to initiate the task. Usually that is all the momentum you need to keep going.
Finally, Section 6, 4 steps to start. Taking back your time. All right, we've covered a lot today. Everything from Elon Musk's intensity to color-coded methods. Let's bring all these methodologies together into 4 universal action steps so you can start time blocking tomorrow. Step 1, brain dump. Get absolutely every task out of your head and onto a piece of paper. Step 2, assign. Don't just assign a task to a day, assign it to a specific time block or a specific phase of your day. Step 3, batch. Group those similar tasks together to save your brain from the heavy tax of context switching. And finally, Step 4, protect. You need to treat your time blocks with the exact same respect you would give a strict meeting with your boss. If someone asks for your time during a block, the answer is, "I'm sorry, I have a meeting." It is time to stop letting a vague list dictate your stress levels. You have the tools, you understand the psychology, and you've got customized frameworks to fit your unique lifestyle. The only thing left to do is actually take action. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. What will you block out tomorrow? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope you leave feeling empowered to finally take back control of your time.